Welcome back to the WHHI News. Most of us at least know one person or more, a son, a daughter, grandchild, niece, nephew, or a fellow employee that's got student loans that they are worrying about paying off. Well, guess what? There's a new law that's gone into effect that may help them somewhat and also help companies at the same time. Here to tell me about it is Diego Martinez. He's the Divisional Vice President of Corporate Wellness and Benefits for Abbott. Mr. Martinez, can you tell us about the new law?
Of course. Thank you for the opportunity to share our story. The Secure 2.0 Act law is a federal law that with a student loan provision that went into effect on January 1st of this year. This student loan provision was inspired on Abbott's first of its kind student loan program called Freedom to Save, which we launched back in 2018. So with this new law, what companies can do is they can match student loan payments made by the employees with contributions into their retirement accounts. This means that employees can now focus on paying down their student loans while knowing that their company is matching their contributions and helping them save for the future. Just to give you an example of how this works, with our Freedom to Save program, employees who put at least 2% of their pay towards student loan debt will get a 5% company match in their 401k each year.
Well, I think it's a win-win in the sense a lot of young people don't think about saving for the future, and maybe some of the people that still have student loans aren't that young. But this way, they get assistance with paying off that loan and also at the same time saving through their 401k. But what is the benefit really? Let's talk for a minute. It sounds great for the employee. What's the benefit for employers?
For employers, I mean, I think it's a couple of things that are super positive. First of all, the level of engagement that you see from employees. It really talks about, the level of care companies have. We noticed that 19% employees are more likely to stay after this program has been implemented. And we see really good stories. We have employees that pay, were able basically to pay all their student loan, debt up to $60,000 worth of debt much faster because of this program.
Well, yeah, definitely a good recruiting and retention tool. If somebody out there is heading up a company, owns a company, and says, gee, how the heck am I going to get this implemented? Do you have any advice or the resources they can use?
Yeah, I would encourage them to check out our Freedom to Save blueprint, which just recently launched. And that's really to help employers, develop and implement a program like they're, on their own. They can find that in freedomtosave.abbott. That's with the numeral 2. And they will have a lot of information about how to, go about the plan, information, how to communicate, what type of questions people might ask. And also they will see a lot of, good stories from our employees sharing how this program made a difference for them.
Well, I know Abbott was a forerunner in getting this going, which, helped as far as getting other companies and federal legislation to think about it and get passed. I want to ask you, though, you always hear from some people, anyone who took a loan, those students, they took a loan, they need to pay it back themselves. It's not fair. How do you respond to that?
Well, I think, the beauty about a program like this is, we're really helping people to save for retirement, right? So, I mean, in our case, we knew some people, they couldn't do both, right? They couldn't contribute to the 401k and pay for the student loan. This new provision allows them to do both, right? And I think that's the beauty of the program. No one is being penalized for having to take care of, a different debt, right? So for us, that's the beauty. People have different needs and different, things that they need to take care of with a Freedom to Save program. Now we kind of, I think, inspire other companies to do the same and help people to save for retirement.
Well, Diego Martinez, Divisional Vice President, Corporate Wellness and Benefits with Abbott, we want to thank you for your time. Again, if people are interested, I'm sure they can find out more by Googling Freedom to Save, correct?
Yes, they can go to freedomtosave.abbott.
Great. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you for having me.
And we will be back in just a moment.